Alright, let's dive into something that's been blowing up recently. Mexico's top university, UNAM, just ordered 58,000 students to retake their entrance exam after a massive cheating scandal. But here's the thing, this isn't just about cheating. It's about technology, fairness, and the future of education. Let me break it down for you. First off, what makes this really interesting is the scale of it. We're talking about nearly 160,000 students who took the exam, and the results were so bizarre that it raised red flags everywhere. For context, in previous years, only about 3.5% of applicants scored 100 or more out of 120. This year? 16%. That's not just a jump, it's a leap. And it's not just the top scores, the number of students scoring 110 or more increased sixfold. Personally, I think this isn't just about students trying to game the system, it's a symptom of a much bigger issue. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. UNAM tried to make the exam more accessible by going fully online for the first time. They used AI-powered webcams with facial and voice recognition to prevent cheating. Sounds foolproof, right? Wrong. What many people don't realize is that technology isn't a silver bullet. Cheating tips were circulating before the exam, questions were leaked and sold online, and even AI tools were reportedly used to bypass the monitoring systems. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a failure of technology, it's a failure of how we're implementing it. In my opinion, the real issue here is the pressure on students. UNAM's entrance exam is notoriously competitive, over 150,000 applicants for just 21,962 spots. That's less than a 15% acceptance rate. When the stakes are this high, it's no surprise that some students feel they have to cheat. But what this really suggests is that our education systems are broken. We're forcing young people into a zero-sum game where the only way to win is to outcompete everyone else, even if it means breaking the rules. Another detail I find fascinating is the university's response. UNAM's rector, Leonardo Lamelli, apologized to the students who were fairly accepted but still have to retake the exam. He called it a necessary step to ensure fairness. But here's the catch, fairness is subjective. For students who traveled hundreds of miles to take the exam in previous years, the online version was a huge step forward in equity. Now, they're being asked to prove themselves again. This raises a deeper question, are we prioritizing fairness for some at the expense of others? What's also worth noting is the national reaction. Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, hinted that the Attorney General might get involved if a crime was committed. That's a big deal. But personally, I think criminalizing this issue misses the point. Yes, cheating is wrong, but it's also a symptom of a system that's failing its students. Instead of punishing individuals, we should be asking why they felt the need to cheat in the first place. One thing that immediately stands out is the role of AI in all this. AI was supposed to be the solution to prevent cheating, but it ended up being part of the problem. This isn't just a UNAM issue, it's a global one. As we rely more on technology in education, we're going to see more of these loopholes being exploited. From my perspective, this scandal is a wake-up call. We need to rethink how we use technology in education, not just to catch cheaters, but to create a system that doesn't incentivize cheating in the first place. Finally, let's talk about the students. Hundreds of them protested in Mexico City against having to retake the exam. I get it, they are frustrated, and rightfully so. But here's the bigger picture, this scandal has exposed the cracks in our education system. It's not just about UNAM or Mexico, it's about the global pressure on students to succeed at any cost. If we don't address this, we're going to see more scandals like this in the future. So, what's the takeaway? Personally, I think this scandal is less about cheating and more about the flaws in our education system. It's a reminder that technology isn't a magic fix, and fairness isn't as simple as it seems. As we move forward, we need to ask ourselves, are we preparing students for success, or are we setting them up to fail? That's the question I'll leave you with. Let me know what you think in the comments below.